Hey guys, I'm Saurav, and in this video I will be talking about an application that will be useful for mobile photography as well as editing photos on your mobile phone. So after seeing the B-roll, you might have obviously guessed the name of the application is Lightroom. So you might know Lightroom as an editing application, but the Lightroom for mobile phone also has a camera built in. I use the Lightroom's camera application a lot of times when I'm doing photography with my mobile phone, and there are reasons for it. The first reason is the camera can shoot in DNG. Now when you're shooting in JPEG, in post-processing you don't have much flexibility. Whereas if you're shooting in DNG, the file size might be a bit larger, but you get a lot of flexibility in post-processing to play with the colors and the details. The second reason is professional mode. 99% of the times I take photos in professional mode. The professional mode allows me to change my shutter speed, my ISO, my white balance and also my focusing. So I have all the manual controls I need to create great images with the help of a mobile phone. Again, the application looks very simple, but do not judge a book by its cover. Even though it's simple, the application is very powerful. You can also use grids to get a perfect composition. So you have halves, the rule of thirds, the golden circle. These grids will help you to get a better composition and you don't have to mess with the composition when you're post-processing. Again, just below the grids is the leveling option. So a leveling option is extremely necessary to get the images straight. Okay, a lot of times the horizon is not straight and the images look tilted. So the grids and levels are going to be very useful and it will make your mobile photography a lot easier. Exposure compensation can be used for making your exposure brighter or darker. You can slide your finger right or left to increase or decrease your exposure, or you can also use the volume button. The volume button can be mapped to capture images, to zoom and also to change the exposure compensation. I set it to changing my exposure compensation and it becomes very handy when I'm shooting images. Now Lightroom is also experimenting with more functions that is actually under the technology previews. The iOS application have recently got a long exposure mode that actually combines different images so that you can capture long exposure even in daytime. So a lot of new functionalities are coming and the images that the camera application captures are filled with details and natural colors, so you won't be disappointed. So we talked about the camera. Now let's talk about the main thing, that is the editing. So again, Lightroom is famous for editing. You might be using Lightroom on your laptop, on your computers, and you get a very similar experience in your mobile phone as well. Even though it's a mobile version of Lightroom, doesn't mean it's not powerful enough. It can edit RAW files captured with your cameras, it can edit DNG files that you have captured with the Lightroom application, and the editing process is very similar. If you're habituated with Lightroom, you won't find it difficult to edit images. So starting from highlights, shadows, whites, blacks, you can adjust everything, the vibrance, the saturation, you get the tone curve as well, split toning as well. You also get the detail panel, the dehaze and the vignetting, all with advanced options. So as I said, even if it's a mobile version, you still don't miss out any features and you get all the advanced options for taking your editing to a next level. Now 80% of the features are free and it is enough for most of the photographers out there. If you're very serious about photo editing, you can get the paid version of Lightroom as well, which will allow you to actually do selective editing and also change the geometry of the image. Now these two things are again very useful, but you won't need it until and unless you're very serious about editing. One more thing I love about this application is it shows you a live histogram feedback if the option is turned on. When you're editing, you can actually underexpose or overexpose the image and you might not know. So the histogram is going to be the perfect representation of what you're doing. So I always observe my histogram when I'm editing so I know what exactly I'm doing with my images. A lot of you might be using presets when you're dealing with Lightroom in laptop or computers. You can use the same presets in mobile phones as well. I won't go in depth, but there's a great video by Peter McKinnon. The link will be here and in the description below. He has explained it very nicely how to use presets in Lightroom Mobile. You can also create presets. So if you're editing and you have a particular style of editing, you can create a preset inside the mobile phone and later use it, and that will speed up the editing process. So overall, the application is amazing and it's free of cost if you don't want those extra paid features. So give it a try and I'm very sure you will love it. If you like the video, press the like button. If you loved it and you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel right now for more such content. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.